Hi everybody, my name is Tanya Schaefer and I'm a Marriage and Family Studies major at Brigham Young University, Idaho. And this is my PowerPoint presentation for my internship at the Oakley Union Elementary School District, where I taught the Mind Up program. How I found my internship was that I knew I wanted to work in a school setting because that's my end goal. And so I spoke with my son's principal and he referred me to student services in the district. I talked with the director and set up a time where I could meet with her and another principal in the school district. As I met with them, they discussed the need for small group and individual teaching of mindfulness skills throughout the school district. From there, the director sent an email out to all the principals, and 3 of them replied and said that they had this need at their school and that they were interested. I then interviewed with the director and the 3 principals, and I was hired the same day. We discussed the environment of their schools and their needs and agreed to a schedule, and I started working 2 weeks later. My responsibilities, like I said, 3 elementary schools wanted me, so I split my time between those schools within the school district. I would work in the morning at one school with a group between 3 and 8 kids, and then I would do an individual one-on-one teaching the same skills. I then would have a break. I would go mid-morning to another school, and I would teach 2 sessions of the same curriculum. I would then have a half-hour break, go to my last school site, and I would do what they needed me to do. That was a unique situation because the needs of the students varied from day to day. So some days I would work in groups, some days I would do individual teaching, and I would also do one-on-ones, and I also did special projects. I primarily worked with kids kindergarten through 5th grade, and I helped them gain insight into their thoughts and their behavior, why they think a certain way, and about their actions. And we did this through in-school workshops. I helped the children deal with and come up with coping strategies that help them deal with stress and anxiety that they felt in the classroom, on the playground, at home, and we did this through the Mind Up program. And the Mind Up program really pushes self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, relationship skills, and responsible and good decision making. I also did one-on-one check-ins for the school counselors. I created and implemented a buddy bench program for the elementary school, and I filmed and created a Mind Up video for the school to use for years to come. How I benefited the organization was that I alleviated a lot of work for the staff. At one school in particular, the vice principals were the ones that implemented this program, and many times issues would come up that would take them away from that class. Therefore, the children were not getting the needed attention and teachings that they needed. Other schools, they just didn't have anyone that could, due to budget and time and everything, they didn't have anyone that could implement this program. So I was able to alleviate staff members so they could do their jobs, and I was also able to implement it where they didn't even have the program. I also help the children feel that they had a safe place to learn and grow. Many times they just needed to talk and they needed to be validated for the way they were feeling, and I was able to provide that. I was able to use the things that I learned at BYU Idaho to create an environment that was nurturing and accepting for these children. I learned this through very many of the classes that I took. I help children with skills that help them in every avenue of their life. So they were able to use it at home, in extracurricular activities, their social settings, and school. And it helped them to have a more positive experience in those areas. As I mentioned before, I created a buddy bench program. And what this is a bench on campus that's specifically for the need of buddy. It's specifically to end social isolation at the school. And how it works is you can't just sit on it. It is only for the buddy program. So if you are at school and you don't have anyone to play with, your friends are absent, you don't want to play what your friends are playing, you go and sit on this bench, and the kids have been made aware what this bench is, and they will see someone on that bench and approach them and include them in what they are playing. So I implemented that, and I created a lesson plan that went to each classroom, and the teachers were able to do an 8-minute presentation to introduce the Buddy Bench program to the school. And then we had a kickoff, and the kids use that Buddy Bench throughout the rest of the school year, and it'll be there for years to come. And the student or teachers have the resources that they can show this at the beginning of each year so that the students will know what the Buddy Bench is. I also created a mindfulness video, and this is to aid the students and staff in future years. It starred students that currently attend the school, and they talked about the Mind Up program and the different tools such as mindfulness breathing, going to their happy place, yoga, different things that they use to help their brain and to help them cope. And it's going to be shown at the beginning of each school year to the students at the school. How I benefited personally through this internship was that I was able to see a connection between my coursework that I've taken and my internship, which was very valuable to me because sometimes you take classes and you think, and I never felt this way at BYU Idaho, but you take classes and you think, okay, how is this going to pertain to my life or my career? And I saw every single class at BYU Idaho how it helped me in my internship. My goal is to work in school counseling, and so I had hands-on experience with school counselors to help me develop into that career that I wanted. I was able to see what the career was truly about. I learned about real-life situations that children and families are facing today. It's one thing to read about them in books or to see it on the news, but to actually be there and see what these families and children are going through. It helped me develop a great sense of empathy for people, more so than I had before I started this internship. I gained a lot of new friends in this internship, and I gained a lot of professional contacts. And this is going to help me throughout my time, regardless of what career I have great contacts, great references. If I do decide to go into school counseling or any profession in the school, I have a lot of professional contacts within the school district. I was also able to work in the environment that I hope to have a career in, and this really helped me to see if I really wanted to do this work. I wasn't just going to school and then throwing myself into a career. I could really decide if school counseling is for me, and that was a very big benefit for me. My connection between my coursework and my internship, I talked a little bit about that, but I think the biggest impact for me was my Family 445 class, my practicum class, where I came up with a lesson plan for a workshop in family life education, and I taught it to 2 different groups. Mine was on teenage communication and discipline, and doing the research, creating a workshop, and then presenting the workshop. It really helped me in this internship because even though I had a book with lesson plans, a lot of times the curriculum needed to be tweaked a little bit depending on the different needs of the students I was working with. I was able to do the research, find the things that I needed to find, create lesson plans, and implement them based on the students that I was teaching. And my practicum class really helped me in that perspective, in that way, for my internship. My recommendation for this internship is to go for it. I had a great experience. I learned so much. I benefited greatly, and I would highly recommend this internship. A few things to keep in mind is that you need to be able to work with children in groups or individually, and you need to be an independent worker who is self-motivated. Uh, if you need a flexible schedule, this isn't the internship for you. Uh, it was a very set schedule every day, 5 days a week, and you have to work around teacher and student schedules. You also need to be able to handle children that have experienced severe trauma, who have behavioral problems, communication, and social issues. If those are things that you want to learn about and you're willing to do, then I would highly recommend this internship. If you're interested, the contact information is on the screen, and Kendra Thomason is the Director of Student Services for Oakley Union Elementary School District, and she would be the one to contact. Thank you so much for listening.